And yeah, now we're at that moment, right, where the stuff is gonna go down. We're gonna see the true. Yeah, just change site there. Just tweeted it shit, right? So, hello, I'm on Hickory's time for taking Titan. Obviously, decided me for the last episode. Gabi killed Eren, right? I mean, she did. People are like, no, she did. But she did. But of course, now they decided the path system, right? So you have to think about it more like, I would say that Gabi actually did kill Eren. But of course, now him and Grisha decided that the other dimension of the path shit and time traveling and pocket dimension, right? So he's like dead outside, right? But because they have like time traveling shit, and they have like, I don't know, universal powers and global effect powers, right? They can do shit now, right? So it doesn't matter, right? He died, but not really, right? You know, it's like he got big plot armor, okay? The guy got big plot armor. But anyway, what I'm watching it, I want to say again here. It is taking for a few weeks now, but of course, Gabi is the protagonist until this time here, basically, right? She really is, right? And actually, Eren is still actually the antagonist. If anyone like ZEKE is the protagonist in this episode, I would say so. But come on. Again, right? It's like Star Wars, right? You have Anakin Skywalker, spoiler, Darth Vader, being the main character, episode 1 to 3, right? And then in the movies 4 to 6, it's Luke Skywalker, right? His son, right? Here we have, Eren, protagonist, episode 1 to 3, season 1 to 3, and then we have Marley, Gabi side, right? And Eren is gonna be antagonist in episode 2, right? So he's still an antagonist. But I just iterating the goddamn, Crunchyroll insanity of having him both of one. I mean, regardless of what I said last week, Eren is not both though. That's the biggest point though. Like he, of course, cannot be both. But anyway, now we're gonna have like an insane amount of weirdness. This episode's gonna break your mind, people. Like seriously, it's gonna be so crazy how it's gonna explain how Eren did everything and so on. Yeah, that is true reasoning of the episode, but this is gonna be crazy. Anyway, let's watch it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Here we go. We're back in time. We're gonna have some kind of weird time travel shenanigans, so we can revive Eren. It's gonna be when Eren's born, I guess. Oh, baby Eren. See, now we're really time traveling. We're like, oh, you remember baby Eren? I think, probably. Yeah, Grisha, probably, right? Yeah, so there we go. Not that time traveling. Like now it's gonna be so many plot holes. It's gonna be like crazy how this. Yeah. So remember Barry? Yeah, little baby Eren. So no secret's gonna tell him the true story of or something. And then Eren's like, no, I know the true story. Let me tell the true story. Yeah, they're gonna keep doing this stupid like, who's really the slave? Oh god, this is like, I'm getting PTSD watching this thing. Oh my god, having a heart attack. Oh yeah. Don't you see, Eren? And then like I think it's like stupid, that's not, yeah, new mom. My mom was way better, yeah. He's all like netter and all jealous. My mom was my Titan, yeah. It's like he's all angry at Eren's mom. Come on, oh, it's ridiculous. Better mom than I had. Unfair. Yeah, but he's pissed off, right, seeing how happy Grisha is and his new son here. He likes you more than me, eh? That's cute on his pulling Grisha's face, though. But this is weird. Does Eren care about this thing? This episode is so many aspects is so weird because of Eren's true powers. Doesn't make much sense, right? You're like, does he care? Because now I feel like he's like sad seeing his father and mom, but at the same time he shouldn't be because he knows the truth. So it's like, yeah, because he knows his own plan, right? I don't know. It's just, this is so many plot holes here. I'm just straight up saying that. Yeah, it's just so weird. This storyline is so weird. But yeah, anyway, now they're just following around the papa, right? Father and son here, yeah, they're just like stalking their poor father. Also, I wonder, it's never explained, had ZEKE seen this before? No, he hasn't, right? Yeah. So ZEKE is like, let's time travel, but he kinda is like narrating for Eren, but at the same time, ZEKE doesn't know what's gonna happen, so why is he narrating for? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just immediately like, wait a minute! What are you talking before? Why is ZEKE narrating? He hasn't time traveled before. He hasn't done the time travel before. Why is he narrating for? Like he knows what's gonna happen. He doesn't know what's gonna happen. It's probably open now, no? But anyway, it's a very interesting episode. So we see the path thing, right? They have this, all the types are connected, right? From the Ymir and in the sand thing and Yggdrasil tree something. It goes back to Yggdrasil tree. I mean, I tell you about it many years ago. Like Yggdrasil, of course, the big tree in mythology. You have the 9 worlds, right? 9 titans. Every world is connected by this tree, right, and so on. So it's some kind of weird, like everything is in the same place, something. Yeah. I guess it's never actually explained in this in the manga, but I think that it's like the tree makes all the time be connected or something, like as branches, right? Like we see in the ending last season, the kind of the branches, right? It's something like that. It's never explained, but so this is my theory because Ishiyama never explains it. But I think I'm right in that. It's supposed to be that the branches are like connecting the times or something. Honestly, he never explains it. But anyway, yeah. So now Grisha, of course, planning to kill them all. Oh yeah, and he can't do it yet. He's like, but it's interesting. But Grisha isn't a murderer, right? He can't like, he's like my little Eren and so on. He can't go down there and like kill them. He's like questioning his. It's so weird to see them stare. It's so weird this episode, seeing them stare on, you know, like staring at the father, hugging him and so on. Like, oh, remember that time? And this is, see, ZEKE is so netto red. Like every part, he's like, he loves you more than loved me. Yeah, goddamn it. ZEKE is this is half the episode is ZEKE getting goddamn netto red. It's like, oh, Dad loves you. He hugs you all the time. He never hugged me once. You know, yeah. It's like, I should laugh at ZEKE's pain, but I just think it's kind of cute that how it's so much of ZEKE getting pissed off at, you know, Eren having a better father-son relationship, honestly. Isn't that most of it so far is just ZEKE getting salty, right? Ah, it's cool. It's cool to see the photo, but it's before the basement. That's interesting. Yeah, it's before he like locked the basement and so on. But it's like ZEKE, my boy, ZEKE. It's just so weird, man, because they can like communicate. It's so strange. See, now it's getting really weird because he can like see ZEKE there. See, now it's getting and Eren's like, well, he can see you. He can see us time traveling. Yeah, now it's getting weird. He can like feel them there, right? So now here is where the storyline is really, really weird because he can like he knows that they are kind of there, right? In some way, because he also has a titan of advanced titan, right? So now there's a kind of time traveling connection here. Now it's getting really weird. And this is, I would say, immediately is when the Grand Fairy Paradox really starts. Because, yeah, now it's like talking to them. And they're like, you can see us. And they can like, yeah, so now we're getting, see, that's good. That's a good opening. Okay, that was a great, actually, I feel. Really great, like, you know, rumbling opening start. I got massive goosebumps there. Yeah, because there, Grisha's like, ZEKE, you're here, son? And he's like, ah? Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that was a great, very good opening positioning. Yeah, wait a minute, he can see us when you're time traveling. What does this mean, right? Oh god, I can't stop laughing because, I mean, honestly, I think you know most people are manga readers too, so right, and I think most people know that Attack on Titan's ending is really, really hated, right? But I think this here is the episode where it really starts because now it's like, wait a minute, this is creating so matter, you know, it's cool in one way, but it also creates so many like paradoxes, or time paradoxes. Wait, he could see them there. What does that mean? He can like feel they were there, and it's gonna get worse, right? And they're gonna like, yeah. So it's like, but it was a great opening positioning. Yeah, he's like ZEKE. Opening. I can't stop laughing at it. But it's just like how I deal with my PTSD, man. I remember reading this and being like, this is so stupid. I remember reading this thing and being like, this makes no sense! This is frustrating me so much! Like, seriously, I'm like, what was I thinking when I wrote this? Like, I'm getting freaking triggered, man. I'm just like, holy shit. But also goosebump. It's a really weird feeling because I'm getting triggered, but I'm also getting goosebump because it was goosebump and he was like, ZEKE. There was two goosebumpy, but also like, god damn it, the plot holes, there's so many of them. Oh my god, it's so frustrating. But yeah, so now, I mean, now I can't see them again. But you know, it's like he can feel they're there, right? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so now ZEKE's like, did he talk to us? Father? Yeah, and now we're getting, now it's getting like, okay, confusing, really confusing. Yeah, what you thinking, Eren? But I think one thing you can really notice here, which the episode does well, is that, again, right, ZEKE is narrating, he's like, Eren, let's go over here, Eren, let's take that door, and so on, you know. And Eren is like, yes, brother, let's take that door. Eren is basically not saying anything, he's like, yeah, whatever, yeah. So clearly Eren actually knows what's gonna happen. I think it's very obvious, in my opinion. Eren is clearly like, yeah, sure, let's open that door over there, yeah, why not, right? So it doesn't feel like Eren really cares what ZEKE is telling him, right? ZEKE can see the future anyway. As we know earlier with Owl, right? Owl could see the future with the past. So he already knows what's gonna see anyway. So ZEKE is like, let's open this door, it's gonna be really exciting, right? And Eren's like, whatever, yeah. So I think they make it good that Eren is clearly kind of aware of what's happening, right? He really is aware. Or to some extent at least, aware what can I see. And ZEKE keeps being like, surprised! He's like surprised Pikachu face every episode. Or every door, I mean. Yeah, every door they're opening, ZEKE gets surprised, and Eren is like, yeah, whatever, father. Yeah, Mikasa's a kid. Yeah, whatever. Like he's he's completely like dead inside. Like, yeah, I don't care. This is of course when Eren kills, or you know, Mikasa and Eren so had a, yeah, when they were like fighting the band and so on, you know. Which of course is the one of it, like, what's that when Mikasa got triggered and turned into her killing mode, you know, the Ackerman Titan mode or whatever, yeah. And it turned into her murder, protect Eren at any cost mode, whatever, right, you know. Eren's my favorite color, yeah. That kind of thing. Get the scarf and so on. They're jumping a lot in time here. Yeah, no, they're really jumping quickly through the... It probably is a little too high pace, honestly. They could have probably slowed down a little bit here with all the jumps and had a little more per scene, maybe. It's not a big deal, but it's like... But I think it's kind of cute now when he's kind of walking behind the father here. Yeah, he's stalking him in his work here. He's like, yeah, let's follow dad because the job, you know. Like, you know, ZEKE never saw his dad being a doctor. He was like, I want to follow my father doing stuff here. This is when he writes, of course, the... But it's kind of interesting, yeah. I mean, this is not really like super revealed, right? Because it's just like ZEKE looking at his father, writing the text, you know, yeah, and explaining so on. So we already kind of know this, of course. But because we've been there, right, when they opened the door, so... But it's a little cute seeing how Grisha was planning it out and so on, and of course locking the basement, the very important secret and so on. But see what I mean, Eren is sensitive. But see, now I can see Eren, now he clearly is affecting it. Now he's like, Eren? Yeah, so there's another scene, he's like... Son? Yeah. Another scene when Grisha kind of picked up that Eren or ZEKE was there, right? Yeah, now it's fighting with his mom here. But this is so weird too. This is so weird if you read the ending. This is so weird! I spoiled it, but this is so weird! Eren staring at his mom there, and you wonder, like, does he care, you know? Yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, well, kawaii mother, and you're like, yeah, I do wonder though if that matters at all for him. Oh man, it's so weird, like knowing what's gonna do in the last episode. Jesus Christ. He looks so dead inside when he stares at his mom there. Yeah, like now he's fighting his mom and so on. Kind of weird not showing the fight. They're screaming at each other, but they're showing you Eren's face. Yeah, they're just showing, I mean, like, you know, adult Eren being like, yeah, not showing the actual engagement, so to speak. It's kind of like... I know it triggers Grisha here. What about all those titans outside and so on? Yeah, what about the world? But Dad? No, Carl, I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do, you know. Yeah, now it's kind of like, okay, maybe I need stuff, yeah. Ooh. Remember the key, son! I just think goosebumpy though. It's like, remember, there's that, I'm not there staring at him, yeah. Remember the key! Remember the basement. That's a good, yeah, it's like, this thing. Oh man, now this is gonna have to be when he go and kills them, yeah. It has to be when he decides to, like, murder the family, right? Given that, his face there. Yeah, here we go. Now we're down in the basement with the royal family. This is kind of cute seeing the boys being next to the dead. We're also here now for the revealing plot pointer, yeah. But it's interesting now because this has been shown earlier too, right? That Grisha doesn't actually want to kill them, right? He's still trying to reason with them. Like, why can't we use your powers? And why can't we, like, you know, freaking save the world, you idiots, you know? And she's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Nah, people need to be enslaved. Yeah, they're like, nah, freedom and shit is bad. Yeah, powers, yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be like, no, right? So you can really feel his pain here. He's like, why can't we, like, use your power for good? Yeah, of course she's like, no, screw you. We have this enslavement path thing going on here, so... Yeah, it's gonna, like, turn him down, right? Trying to... So, you know, do they seal him to die? Maybe not really, but she's kinda like... Yeah, you know, Grisha's trying to, like, reason with them. Like, why do we have to fight? Can't we, like, you know... use your powers for good, right? And she's like, F you. So, not really, right? Like, what choice does the poor man actually has, right? And of course, he's also gonna die soon to the whole time thing, right? You can only be a shifter for so many years, right? So, that's of course why he has to address them, you know, soon here too, right? So, end speaking. But, you know, Grisha is really like, doesn't wanna kill them, right? But he's like, I have to do it. But of course, they have this weird promise thing, which is never explained ever, why they are so obsessed with this promise thing. It's never even truly motivated why they even made a promise to begin with, or why the promise has to be followed by everyone. Including kind of Ymir. It's actually kind of weird. But it's a good scene, though. I like it, which is really like, come on, you idiots. Come on, people are dying, use your powers, right? But again, this scene is old, though. We have seen most of the scene before, though. It's kind of a recap, right? A bit of the previous Grisha reveal scene. It's extending it. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we got a promise, we can't do shit, you know. Yeah, everyone's gonna die, but that's not my problem. I feel they kinda did so died, honestly, yeah. She's like, yeah, half of the population died yesterday, but what can I do? Here you see Eren's like, F you killed my mom! But it's also weird, because now it feels like she can see Eren too. And I mean, now it's even more confusing now, because now she's like... But we get this sooner though, when Eren is like, do it. Yeah, this is man. Yeah, because Grisha's gonna chicken out, man. Grisha's too much of a pacifist. But I like that you do see, this is the first time Eren actually, I would say, has an emotional reaction, right, in this time traveling. This is the first time. He was like dead-faced the whole part, and now he really also killed... now it's the first time Eren is actually emotional. He's like, kill them! Yeah, he's like, bastards! Yeah, this is the first time Eren actually cares, right? He was like, yeah, mom, whatever, Mikasa, whatever, I don't care about that shit. Now it's like... Yeah. This is the first time Eren actually shows any emotions. Yeah, what really happened. This is the retconning what they did in the... There we go. What do you mean, Eren? What's happening? But see, why is Zeke the narrator? He doesn't know what's happening. He's like, what, Eren? What are you doing? Yeah, and you know, Grisha keeps trying to be pacifist. God damn it, Grisha. These people never listen to you. Yeah, Grisha's having some kind of mental breakdown of... Oh, this is a good scene, though. Oh, this is a great scene here, though. But he still can't do it. Look at Grisha. He's goddamn Dr. Pacifist, you know. He still can't do it. It's interesting because he used to be just you know, like I said, rebel, right? When he was younger, right, with ZEKE. But now he's, you know, too nice. Yeah, he lost the edge, you know. He lost that murder edge. He had when he was younger, when he lost his first son, right? It made him lose his, his murderous motivation, right? Yeah, now he's all like too much of a pacifist, man. Yeah, so ZEKE was like, what? My father used to be this crazy murder guy that was like, kill everyone for the, you know, whatever. Look at this. Oh, man. Oh, this is good. I'm getting goosebumps because this is good shit now, though. And Eren is like disappointed there. Yeah, he's like, God damn it, father. And of course, this bastard is like, I mean, the most dislikable characters ever. It's like, kill him fast, yeah. Yeah. Kill him immediately. Yeah. See, now they kind of are asking to get killed here. Because now they're all like, murder, 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 murder. Yeah, all his children are like, kill him. But here we go. Well, I see the shit here. Come on, Eren. Show you why you're the true antagonist. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. What you doing, father? I'm getting massive goosebumps. Like, look at this thing. Oh, this is good shit, though. Yeah, here we go. Kill them. Yeah, do it, father. Kill them all. See? Now he's like, makes Grisha kill them, and then he kills Grisha, and his Zeke is like, what the F is happening? And he's like, wait, what? Eren made him kill them, and then he killed his own father, and now it's like massive plot hole, because this is like insane grandfather paradox, that Eren is the one that made Grisha murder them, so he could kill Grisha and get the power to make him kill them, right? So it really makes no sense, but it's cool, I guess. It's visually appealing, but it's like, yeah, so now Eren is the one that gets them to kill them. It's really badass, but at the same time, it's completely insane plot points, right? Because it's like, yes, without Eren, Grisha wouldn't have killed them, and without him doing that, he wouldn't be able to kill Grisha later to get his powers, right? So he could make Grisha kill them. It's like straight up grandfather paradox. It is straight up a grandfather paradox. Because again, if he wouldn't make his father kill them, right, he couldn't get the powers to make his father kill them. It's like, it's beautiful grandfather paradox in its finest form here. And now, of course, he's gonna kill his father, right? After making him kill them, so he can get the powers. Yeah, it is beautiful grandfather paradox at its finest. But at the same time, it is really like, it looks bad. It's like, kill them, father, disappointing loser. Yeah, talk to his father, like, do it. And now, of course, yeah, Grisha's very confused here, like, Eren, he made me do it. Yeah, now he's very confused. It's like, what? My adult son made me kill them? It's like, yeah, now he's very... Yeah, this plot point is so weird. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, of course, Eren also probably made his father sleep with his mom, see if he get born, right? You know, it's gonna be like next episode. Eren was the one that made him seduce Carla or something. It's gonna go even further, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's gonna go. It's like, and there's a needle, of course. You got the. Yeah, no, Zeke is just like completely confused, right? Zeke thought he was narrator. Zeke is like, I'm the main character. I'm doing time traveling, and he's like, I'm not doing time traveling. He is, yeah. Like, of course, Zeke is getting like, what's happening? Wasn't I time traveling? I thought I was the guide here. Oh, but this is good though, yeah. Because now you can see his son, and they're like, oh, you're grown up. I love you, Zeke. And it gets even more confusing because now they kept talking shit. You're like, because Eren triggered some kind of time loop or something. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. It's badass, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, and it's sad. He's like, I love you, Zeke. But it's just so weird. Yeah, it's sad, but also so strange how they met here before Eren kills his father. Like, wouldn't this be the same time Eren, young Eren kills his father, but just before that, then Zeke hugged his father before Eren kills him? I mean, it's sad, but also very confusing, right? Or like, paradoxical. And now this is great here, though. Here we go. I think it's gonna be now when, like, it's gonna be something more here. Eren's like, that's right, I killed you or something. It's gonna be something weird now with Eren. The antagonist, here we go, yeah. Antagonist Eren is like, that's right, I'm the bad guy. Exactly, here we go. I love it. Like, get up and time traveling. I'm the time traveler. Here we go. I'm in control. Yeah, so Eren keeps being like, no, you're the slave. I control. I am the one controlling this time traveling. Again, they did it last episode. He was like, I am actually time traveling. I am not enslaved. He's like, no, you're enslaved. I am enslaved. Oh my god. It's like every goddamn episode they keep swapping who's the controller, but obviously Eren is the controller. Come on. Who are you tricking, right? Come on. If Eren won't believe that Zeke is in control now, you'll be crazy. I mean, obviously Eren is in control, and for whatever reason he let Zeke, remove the chains last week, and he's like, ha! So you could, I don't know, to piss his brother off. Actually, when I think about it, there's actually no reason whatsoever he lets... I mean, arguably maybe he needed Zeke to time travel. because of the bloodline, but not really, because they are both inside the time travel jutsu of Ymir path shit, so doesn't actually need to trick ZEKE anymore. He can just do it anyway. Honestly, yeah, because it's not like time traveling outside with the powers. They're still time traveling in this like path dimension. So there is no need for him to like deceive ZEKE. It's just like, I'm a douchebag. It feels like unnecessary douchebaggery. It's like, why is he like still lying to ZEKE about who's controlling the time travel and the time flow? He can just control him. He doesn't have to be like, that's right, brother, I am actually in control. Again, we swap places, yeah, again, for the third time or something. Like, why is he doing that? He's just like, I'm evil. Something. Like, honestly, why is he doing that? Why does he keep doing it? It doesn't make any goddamn sense when you think about it. Like, it's just like unnecessary contrived that he's like, ha 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 ha, I tricked you again, brother, for no reason whatsoever, right? And I guess next episode we're gonna go into more with Ymir or something. Yeah, it's like a little more time traveling. We're gonna see a bit of that. But I love this scene when you see Eren just coming behind him like a dark shadow, like, that's right. Yeah, he's staring at Eren, and yeah, ZEKE is like crying. He's getting that like shocked face, right? Shocked Pikachu face. And you see Eren just staring at them from like this dark shadow thing, and he's like, that's right, I'm the bad guy. It feels a lot like, that's right, brother, I was always in control. Again, right, for like the fourth swap time or something. Oh man, the episode makes me emotional because, again, right, this I've been saying for a while, right? Obviously, since the Marley arc, the storyline, the plot goes down, right? But this is really the moment where it's a plot hole. It's just so many plot holes. I know people are going to defend it. People are going to be like, no, but because of time traveling and advancing Titan and this stuff and like, you know, when Eren has like child and mom and like Dina, Fate, you know. I know it's going to be that, right? But come on, let's be logical here, right? This doesn't make any sense. He really did create himself. Like, it doesn't make any sense. This is like, I mean, honestly, right? Of course I'm gonna name this Let's Review the Episode, right? Of course I'm gonna name the episode, it's gonna be called, the review is gonna be called Grandfather Paradox. Because this is like the definition of Grandfather Paradox. Let me just share that a little bit before that, but then review it, yeah. It's like, it truly is the Grandfather Paradox. In one way I do love it though, because it is just so like in your face, like, ha ha ha, I'm the bad guy. I mean, in one way I do honestly really love it, because it is like a really badass scene that Eren is actually the one that made Grisha kill them. So without Eren doing that, they wouldn't have died, and you know, it would be a completely different plot, right? And of course, so then after he made Grisha kill free the family, he then killed his own father and got the powers. So it is like, from a strategic aspect, it's like really cool, right? That he is the one behind everything. He truly is the antagonist. If anything, I guess, I mean, in one way though, I don't want to say this, right, but in the whole like anime I've watched defense, right, it is true that Eren is the protagonist at the beginning of the series, and now he's by far the antagonist, because he's the one antagonizing the character and creating the plot, right, creating the triggers. So as a whole scope of the manga and anime, he is both antagonist and protagonist. That is true. But he is not at the same time, right? And in the anime awards, they of course have season 4, right? And he's not the protagonist here. He clearly is the antagonist here. Who is the protagonist in this episode? Well, it's ZEKE, right? And Grisha. Because ZEKE is the one like time traveling, and Eren just says nothing. Right? Eren is like, yeah, like Eren basically does nothing until this moment here, right? And now he's actually antagonizing Grisha to kill them, right? So, yeah, again, we are not observing this anime from Eren's perspective, right? He's the secretly bad guy, right? That comes in here with like a bad guy scene, right? So, no, he clearly can't be the protagonist if we have no understanding what he's doing, right? From his perspective. Because, yeah, this is when we see his thinking, right? But, still though, even though this, in a one way, is a very badass scene, I really think it is. I think it's like a beautifully, you know, I was always the bad guy, you know. This is like Eren is basically explaining that I was always the one behind everything. And in the last episode, it's gonna be even more of this, right? It's gonna be like, oh, I also did this thing. Yeah, it's gonna be even more like time traveling shenanigans to explain. You know, I was the one that also slept with my mom, basically. You know, it's gonna be that shit, right? But again, right, this is truly definition, right, of a Grandfather Paradox. this is, in my opinion, right? And I've seen, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 animes. I don't know how many I've seen, right? I've seen like basically every goddamn anime, and I cannot think of an anime that has such a more clear, like the example of a grand feather paradox. There certainly are other animes that has also a lot of like time paradox issues, right? And I think honestly, in this anime's defense, right, I think almost every goddamn time anime or manga, whatever, or movies or what, most of them get some kind of plot hole issues, right? Because it's very, very common. And I think a lot of people feel like me, right? They're like, oh, don't introduce time travel. Yeah, because then you're gonna have plot holes, right? Almost always, right? You get plot holes with time traveling. This is so incredibly common. And one issue generally is like, but if this guy got time traveling powers, why couldn't he do this thing instead? Couldn't he be more effective? I think one huge issue with almost every anime where they have time traveling is that it's so easy for you as the viewer to figure out a more effective strategy of time traveling, right, than the author did, honestly. Because if you have the collectible of internet, right, you have thousands of people on YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, stuff. People are gonna come up with a more effective time traveling strategy. Honestly, it almost basically always happens, right? But anyway, this is still straight up an insane grand feather paradox. Right? I'm gonna cut down a bit here and iterate again, right? But yeah, without his, so look at it, like Eren needs the power to be able, right, to control his father. But to get the powers, he needs to first control his father. It's completely illogical. It doesn't make any sense. It's extremely, extremely illogical. Without the powers, he can't control his father because he needs to have the advancing titan to be able to do that. And, you know, so he clearly, this is an insane time paradox. And it's gonna get even worse, right? People hated the ending, right? Because this is the main issue. Why? Yeah, because, well, it's one or two, but this is one of the main issues. And then he rewrote the ending and added even more paradoxes to the ending. I'm gonna spoil, but it got even worse in the manga. He's like, well, actually, let me rewrite the ending. Everyone hated it, let me rewrite it. And they added more time paradoxes. You were like, but this is, god damn it! But on the same time, I do genuinely like this scene. Because it is really badass. Eren hasn't said a shit right. Eren is like, yeah, whatever, Zeke. Yeah, baby Eren. I don't fucking, I don't effing care. And then it's like, kill them, dad. Don't be a goddamn puss. Kill them. Yeah, then he freaks out and is like, you freaking loser. Yeah, and then he gets pissed off, right? Because, as I said earlier, Eren has, basically, let's go back here. Find some good scene here. In the episode. Where is it? I mean, like, whatever. Like, this is good enough, yeah. So, like, say, Grisha's out, hugging and crying and, all this stuff, right? Yeah, Grisha's doing, oh, he's a great father and all stuff, right? And Zeke is like, oh, he loved you more than me, Zeke keeps having this, like, net around, oh, salty, jelly stuff all the time, right? But Eren does nothing. Eren is like, yeah, whatever, he loved me. Eren is like stone-faced for the first 15, 16 mid-episode. Yeah, Eren has like zero reaction to seeing his father being a great doctor and dad and seeing his mom and so on, right? Eren really doesn't care. Yeah, Eren is like, I really don't care about this thing. And then the only emotional he has is when, of course, he gets pissed off, right, at the royal family. That's like the first time he says basically anything in the whole episode. So in that sense, I think the writing really works, right? Because, yeah, if you keep that Eren emotional, he's like, I don't care. That being said, arguably, maybe he doesn't care because he has the time future sight, right? So he doesn't really care, right? But yeah, maybe. Yeah, hello, I'm set. I've done a reaction part. If you jump in here now, people so on. Yeah, so now in the review part, right? We're talking about what happened here. So yeah, when I do these reactions, right, then afterwards, of course, I go into reviewing them. Then I'm gonna edit reviews on later as well. But now, of course, it froze for me. Whew. But an emotional episode. This is why, I said it when I read it too, right? I mean, obviously I read it, I said it too, and I want to say it here again. Like, I have this, what do I say? How can I explain that? I have this, like, hate-love, right? For Attack on Titan, right? And I talked about it with a friend yesterday. It's just like, these are those moments where I really feel like, oh, this is like brilliant in one way, because it's just a badass, you know, emotional scene. I keep saying it, right? It really is like, and I get goosebumps, and it's like, whoa, he's doing this stuff, he's betraying his brother, he controlled his father all the time, and he was the one that made Owl do it, and like, it has that feeling to it, right? So you get that, oh, it's actually really like legit, right? And you feel, yeah, quite like emotional, right? But on the same time, you're also like, my brain in the back of my head, right? You know, my brain part is like, oh god, this is so stupid, right? Like the non-emotional part of my brain is like, what's happening? This doesn't make any sense. so it's a very mixed bag. I feel genuinely, right? I'm being honest. Yeah, I feel it's a very like genuinely a very mixed emotion, right? Because it's like half my brain is like, oh, this is so good. Oh, this is amazing. Hello, bro. Yeah, football addicts, people call me here. To display my emotional turmoil, right? And at the same time, I'm just like, oh, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, yeah, and I'm like, you know, oh, Eren is the bad guy? Always? He was always the bad guy? But let's go to the, yeah, this in here, yeah. So, this, at the same time, this is at the same time too, right? We see Grisha. The Grisha actually talked to Zeke before he died, is also in the same vein, because it's like, it's an emotional scene, because you see, I'm sorry son, I always loved you, I wanted to be a great dad, you know, and all that stuff, right? He wanted to be like, you know, I love you, I'm sorry that I forced you to do these things, and so on, right? So he's doing that stuff, right? And on the same time, again, right, from a logical standpoint, you're like, wait, did they talk to each other just before Eren killed him? And also, of course, what happened then, because in this scene, if you go back to, I don't remember episode 30, whatever, if you go back to when Eren was revealed to killing his father, what happened to Zeke then? Like, could he see Zeke, or was he aware Zeke was there, or was it like he couldn't see Zeke because of the time traveling thing? So was Grisha, you know, did Grisha like see Zeke while he was getting killed by Eren, or, you know, it's very like confusing if you try to put it in context in the previous scene, right? And the way you have to look at it now then, because previously we of course had Grisha killing the royal family, right? But actually, yeah, his sons were there, all adult sons, right? Observing it, and of course Eren told him to kill them, so right? So this is a kind of retconning that we previously saw, right? And it definitely gets very like, yeah, I don't know what to say, right? It is like, I love it and I also hate it. Like, I'm just being honest, right? I love this writing and I also really hate this writing, because from any logical standpoint, it really doesn't make any sense. But it also is really badass. And I think people are generally gonna like it, right? They're gonna be like, oh, it's an amazing twist. But at the same time, it feels like, not really. Like, because I feel he went for like, you know, maximized emotional horror twist. Yeah, it was Eren all along. Eren killed his father on purpose all along as one. Yeah, like it goes for that like full-on emotional twist. Right? But I think that an issue, of course, is that it's gonna keep doing this stuff, right? Eren and so on, they're gonna keep adding more and more paradoxes. As I mentioned earlier, with Zeke and Eren actually having time-traveling powers, right? And here they can talk to Grisha and so on. You really wonder, like, why couldn't they use time travel to another time and he have a more effective way? Why couldn't they time travel back in the past and, you know, prevent them from making their weird promise? Why couldn't they time travel and, like, you know, kill that guy? Or it causes so many questions when you have time traveling powers. You can actually affect what you're doing, right? So it really, yeah, the more you watch it, the more it creates like, and that again, as I mentioned earlier, I keep saying it, but I think it's very, very true that almost every storyline, anime, gaming, movie, whatever, when you have this like time traveling powers, it creates so many questions like, why couldn't you just do this thing instead? Why couldn't you do that thing instead? Because unfortunately here the anime, right, doesn't really motivate why do they have to do this thing. It doesn't motivate the limitations of a time travel. It doesn't really motivate that, especially later when you have the global coordination power shit. Because then you can like teleport or whatever. Yeah, then it gets even worse. It's kind of like having, you know, the Infinity Gauntlet, right? And you have all the stones. Yeah, like why couldn't? And of course that's a problem in Marvel. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Marvel, but a mass issue with Thanos, right? Like why couldn't you just win easily? If you have all the time, you know, it's the same thing in Marvel too, right? That's another rant, but you know, if you have Thanos gets all the spoilers. Thanos gets, you know, reality power, warp, all the shit, right? Why can't he just do more? You know what I mean? If you have reality, you have time power, and you have this power, he can certainly just win easily. He doesn't have to like fight them. He can just do all the shit. It really is a problem in much more closer than Marvel, where you give a character like 6 godlike powers from the same time, right? Like, how can they ever defeat him? Why can't he just fight them smarter, right? The issue, honestly, is a side note, but in the comic books, of course, Marvel comics, it is much better written because Thanos wants to lose in that. It sounds stupid, but at least it motivates why his powers are used in a dumb way, right? Because he's like, I want to lose, I want to meet death and so on. So it's a much more, in a one way, the premise is much dumber in the comics, but at least it motivates why he is like an idiot with his powers. In the movies, he's just an idiot. Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense, and the 50% power is stupid too. I hated that more, honestly. Well, it's a side note. There's another thing, but I don't know. What can I say more? Well, I do like this thing though. This is a good addition to the scene. Let's talk about it before I forget it. I think it's a great addition to what actually happened, right? So we didn't know this before, because of course this kind of just adds a little bit, right, to the Grisha killing the children and so on. We didn't know. So we have this girl, and honestly I don't remember her name, if it's ever even mentioned, but they have this girl that looks like Astoria, right? I think that's a good point. It looks like Astoria. And Grisha doesn't actually want to kill them. Right? He keeps trying to talk to them, and I like that it's in here when Grisha kind of gave him this mental breakdown, and then we see this like Historia, her sister, right, looks like Historia, and the siblings and so on, and they're all like, kill him, murder him, yeah, they're all like, execute him. So the whole family, of course, triggered by, douchebag dad, that's we already know he's a douchebag, right, of course. They're all like, kill him. So I think that's a good addition to the general, what actually happened in the basement, right? Grisha is like, no, I'm a pacifist, and they are like, murder, right? And so they are actually trying to kill him, right? So they were actually, trying to murder him first, arguably, I guess. He still entered their basement or whatever, so, yeah, it's a little bit, arguably, he still entered their basement. I was like, let's talk about you being a shitty king, So in their defense, I guess he did, like, trespass, I suppose. But still, though, I think it gives Grisha a little more depth, right? He didn't go down there and just kill them. He get down there, talk to them, then he didn't want to kill them. He went the pacifistic route. They wanted to kill him, and then Eren was like, you're a freaking loser. Kill them all! Do it, Dad! Don't disappoint me again, yeah. But of course, that's triggering in that Eren was actually the one killing everyone. But yeah, what an episode. Massive plot holes or whatever, right? But yeah, from an emotional standpoint, it is a good episode. From a logical standpoint, it's goddamn horrible. And it really is. I think Attack on Titan for me is one of the most hate-loved storylines I've ever read, right? Because it keeps doing this thing, and not spoiling, right? I'm just thinking like, it also keeps doing this stuff, basically for the rest of the whole arc, right? I feel like almost everything, honestly, that's gonna happen after this thing is gonna be this hate-love thing, where it's like, what? He also did that? That doesn't make it's gonna be less and less logical the further we go into it, and it's gonna be like one thing. I had a discussion with a friend yesterday, as I mentioned to Titan. One thing that really bugged me is the whole, why did they need to get the Hammer Titan? As I said last review too, that really didn't make much sense. That Zeke and Eren just can't do the power thing when they met at the Marley Kingdom, and then later on Eren has like all the power, I don't know, then they have God powers anyway inside this dimension power, so it doesn't really make any sense, because when you get into this like dimensional rift shit, you can do what you want anyway, you see here, right? So if they had this touch each other at the Marley when they met, before they had to attack them and so on, they would be able to time travel and do anything they want anyway, because they get like a godlike, because yeah, when they know or in this even dimension, right, they're getting like a godlike power positioning. And there was no need to do this contrived plan where they kill the Hammer Titan, right, and create World War III, and now they almost barely, Gabi killed Eren, but of course his head landed Zeke, so they get the power and blah blah blah. All that, this whole strategy, right, that almost killed both Zeke and Eren. Eren arguably is dead now, right, but in time travel mode. But Eren's body, right, his physical body is dead, right, but they're time traveling, so it's fine, what I mean. Like his mind is inside the time traveling, yeah, but his body is dead. All this shit could have been avoided, I would argue for, if they used to have touched each other when they met up in the Marley city, right? because, you know, then they would just be time traveling and they could do all this stuff anyway, right? Because they have the time traveling powers and also more powers. So I think that kind of stuff really bugs me. So you're like, couldn't they just have, like, yeah, why is anything happening, honestly, in this storyline, in that sense? Because we have this godlike powers, yeah, like you're questioning, why, you know, why are they fighting the Marleys and the Eldians for? You know, why are they creating World War III for? Why are they, like, doing all? It doesn't necessary. Eren could have touched Zeke, do the time traveling, and then do, you know, the rumbling or whatever, right? Whatever his plan is, they could have done it immediately. There's no point of doing anything outside that. It doesn't add anything. It really doesn't. Like, he has this, like, insane plan, and it's like, yeah, the more you learn about his plan, the dumber it gets, and you're really wondering why he's so contrived for. But I think that honestly is a big issue, that him and Zeke could have used their powers several times. They also could have triggered their powers when they captured Zeke, you know, when they fake killed Zeke with Levi. They also could have combined their powers. Again, why are they doing it now for? Why couldn't they use time travel when he killed the Hammer Titan? They are in the blimp, right? And, you know, Levi fake killed Zeke, right? And so on. Then they also basically could have time traveled at that moment. What was the point of separating Zeke and Eren? I mean, obviously they get separated because, you know, the other guys captured them and put Eren and, you know, and the Jägerist and all stuff, right? But why couldn't they just say, screw it, let's just meet immediately, right? Why did they let the other guys separate them? You know, like, what was the point of that? When afterwards they meet, they use time travel and they can do what they want, right? Am I the only one seeing that I'm the normal plot hole? What was the point of adding of this? After they killed the Hammer Titan, at least, especially that moment, what was the point of them not just talking to each other at that fight, you know? Why couldn't Zeke and Eren just do the time travel thing at that moment? There is no point whatsoever after that. Honestly, there isn't. There is no motivation. Why? I mean, he needed to be like, I hate you, Mikasa, or something. He needed to have that moment. It's like, you're a crazy woman, you're one-dimensional, stop being in love with me or something. I guess, he needed that moment, something like that. The only thing I can think about to motivate that otherwise enormous plot hole is that he needed to tell Mikasa that he hated her. Because that is important later, I suppose. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the point of doing this whole World War III. Is that if you get a moment to be like, I always hated you, Mikasa. That is honestly the only thing I can think about to motivate why he needed to do the not time traveling earlier. And like, that's probably the only motivation there is for that whole thing. Literally, like, World War III happened because Eren was like, I hate Mikasa, I need to tell her that. Like, I'm not even kidding. I am not making a joke, I'm being serious. I think that is the only reason why World War III is happening, is because he needed to tell Mikasa he hates her. That's the only reason why. Holy shit, you think about it. The ramification. Whew. Anyway, stressed out. I'll take a short break, guys. Then I'll see you guys for Demon Slayer, of course. Episode 42, yeah. Because the fighting there, right? Last episode was amazing, right? It looked... it's a good anime, of course, but from a visual standpoint, it's crazy. And for that matter, I have my Nami thing here, right? Really good episode of One Piece earlier today. Check out my reaction for that, right? I think genuinely, you know, if you're a One Piece fan like me, right, watching One Piece for 20 plus years, right? Yesterday or today, or whatever your day is, I think that's like one of the best One Piece episodes of Nami. I mean, of Nami, yeah. Like, one of Nami's greatest points, right? Of like 1,000 episodes, that's probably arguably one of the best Nami moments. And really, this whole one arc, the other characters, spoilers, I don't think have as good scenes as Nami. I think generally Nami, versus Robin, has a much better scene than Robin has. But anyway, guys, this is with Demon Slayer. I think a few minutes break.